Hey you guys, and welcome to the last game review of the round 23 of the AFL season, Fremantle versus Port Adelaide. One of the last game reviews. We're into the final 10. So yeah, we'll be weird to see. I don't know necessarily if I'll do anything for the finals or anything because obviously there isn't any AFL fancy impact. But yeah, so that will be interesting to see what videos I do. As I was saying in the outro of the last video, will be interesting to see what videos I do at least until some video games come out, etc. Or I may actually do AFLW fantasy, but probably not to the scale of the men's game, but would be interesting to see how that pans out. Me in sort of a rookie season for that, as most people would be. But yeah, I'll come to a conclusion, talk to people, etc., and find a way to, I guess, put some content out for you guys. In the meantime, as we finish the AFL fantasy season, and move on to a new season, and I guess onto the summer season, summer sports. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the recap. So as you can see here, Ryan 122 was surprisingly consistent. Didn't really see this coming, to be honest. Gets him just ticking over the 100 average, I believe. If we look at Ryan here, he's probably, where is he? He's going to be here. I think it ticks him dead onto 100 average, 2201 points. So if he gets 99, he'll be priced at the 100 average and will give us a clean look at the, hopefully give us a clean look at the magic number, to be honest. Brayshaw 119 was really, really good from him. And yeah, just really happy with Brayshaw's output as I had him over Sarong and was nice to see him go big and Sarong really get clamped down again. I believe that's Sarong's second or third week in a row getting clamped. If we look here, 86, 86. So yeah, really, really, was that his two lowest of the year? Other than this 83, those were his two lowest of the year. So since round one, he hasn't put up a worse performance than the last two. So really weird to see that. Don't know if it's burnout or something like that. But yeah, Sarong struggling a little bit. But then again, it lowers his price down a little bit. So good to see that as he's now priced at 107. And I'm pretty sure before those two 86s, he probably would have been priced at around 110. And obviously 110's saving 18k if you want to bring in Sarong for the next season is obviously going to help a little bit. Then we move on to Henry 107. I wouldn't be surprised if someone like a Geelong or someone goes in for him. I think he's going to get traded. I don't think Freo is going to be able to keep him considering Freo's situation. No first round pick as well is going to hamper their, I guess, rise back up. Obviously they're going to have Darcy back, which was a big miss when he was ruled out for the year, but they were pretty much gone by that point when Darcy was ruled out. So, I mean, it didn't change too much. So, yeah, Darcy being back, but potentially Darcy going could be interesting as well if they get a first round pick for that or something like that from potentially Geelong. I've heard suitors for. Don't really think anyone else is going to go for Darcy as I think it's more intriguing to go for the likes of a Grundy because he's going to be way, way less valuable as in terms of trade value. So I think Darcy sort of has to go to Geelong or someone else or to stay in Freo. I don't know the exact or sort of know the exact goings on there, so I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what I think about it, but there's a chance of either way, I guess, at this point. Schultz Wagner, young as well, 99 or 91, sorry. Yeah, just got going in the first and then settled down. So yeah, will be interesting to see his new role next year, but potentially if he does get that midfield role, could be one to jump on, and especially because what is he now, 21 maybe? Young, I think this is his third year. Young, 22, so yeah, coming of age, and I think he has that big growth season next year potentially up to that 105 type guy. So that would be plus 16 on a sort of not really premium, but sort of premium player. So I think there is value there. Clark 89, Sarong, Aish, Luke Jackson 83, and he'll be gone. Was an experiment with him to jump on him, but probably not the right thing to do. Swiskowski, Johnson, Cox, Frederick, Emmett, Tracy. None of these guys really matter too much, I don't think, and none of these guys I don't think will be of value. And then Erasmus came on as the sub, I believe, and that was really good to see him drop 4 points or whatever, 3 points in average, as that'll really help. That's 24k, and if he has another 18-point game, that's going to drop him down to 50. And 50 is going to be huge, because 50 is really going to help him out. Help out in terms of him not getting, not getting of good price. He's going to be really a lot lower. Considering he was 57, that 7-point swing could be upwards of potentially 55, 60k. So saving 60k for him to be sub 2 games and show that he has potential in limited minutes to score is all right. And yeah, so could be one next year if he's priced around that 430, 440k, but I don't think he will necessarily be, but we'll have to wait and see depending on what his role is next year, as they've got Johnson, also Sarong and Brayshaw in that midfield. So do you really want to be picking a guy that's 4th string midfielder unless he's out on the wing, but that when he's not in the midfield, but we'll wait and see on that one. Butters, 113, top scored for Port. Rosie not scoring a ton is sort of surprising. But Butters, yeah, a guy that it's between him and Flanders for me to go next this last round. Flanders has the matchup. Butters is the proven scorer. Who do you go for? That's sort of the question. And yeah, so 113 from Butters is absolutely huge, and really shown this year that I got it wrong with Butters. Didn't think he'd be able to get the marks and tackles that he did get throughout the year. So yeah, just got that one wrong. A little bit of learning there to potentially just be like, to not always be like, oh, the community's like wrong on something like that and I'm right, etc. There are times that you need to look at it and be like, no, I think, especially with if a guy's able to get the disposals and is getting that shift into the midfield, there is a high likelihood that he'll be able to get the non-disposal points that come with shifting into the midfield. I think that's one of the biggest learnings that I've had this year, and it's probably something that I need to write down and talk about, and that would probably be one of my off-season videos in probably a week or two after the season's done, just being like, and then I'll probably rephase that video for when the season starts again in when AFL Fantasy opens, etc., as that'll be crucial for the defenders and forwards, especially forwards next year if we do get any good midfielders that is shifting into the forward line, as it looks like we'll be having to go with like Harley Reiders. He'll probably get a mid forward, etc., and go for some rookies, and hopefully they play down back like Sheasel did or something like that. If Sheasel can get the Sheasel's definitely got defender status, but if Sheasel can get forward status, that'd be huge, but I don't think he will, given his time spent in those areas. Wines was huge. Rosie, 89 for Rosie. That's surprising. 38, 24, 11, 16. Just didn't come alive in the second half after being on 62 at halftime. He got an early -3 and then just never recovered really. So yeah, only 27 in the second half really sucked. Williams, 88. He's really been a good rookie, and he's gone up and down in price dramatically, as I remember him being at like 600k or something like that. I swear, and then he's gone drop down, and then he's gone up again. Farrell, Dersma, Alir, Powell Pepper, Finlayson, Marshall, all these guys don't really matter. Houston, 66, glad I didn't go for him, as going for Sheasel got me 60 points, and also, yeah, saved me a lot of money as well, as Houston was a good 100k more expensive than Sheasel or something. Or 50k, I don't know exactly. Drew, Tom Jonas, it looks like he might be on the move or might be retiring, to be honest. Doesn't look like he's going to get the go around at Port again, just doesn't look up to it, to be honest. Bergman, 58, struggling again, so will be interesting to see his role next year. I guess did his role, but again, just not being that fancy contributor like a lot of other youth are, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next year. And then yeah, not really any much. Haynes only 48, and then Horne-Francis again 45. Will be interesting to see. Horne-Francis hopefully gets that forward status. And what's he priced at? he's going to be priced at 70. So can Horne-Francis be that 90s guy? Or will he fall back to, again, I think he priced in at around, he's gone up 7 points with the change to Port. Will he be able to next year really, really be that type of guy that Butters and Rosie have turned into? Be that forward that really, really goes well. Will be a big, big, bold statement for people to put him in, but might be that guy that unlocks everything for us, being able to go track and McRae, and also Horne-Francis as a big three and the forward line could be huge. I mean, what did Rosie come in at the year at? As I think this was very, very similar with Rosie. 2022, 88. 2021, 67. So you're seeing that sort of leap with Rosie. In terms of Horne-Francis, I think we're seeing that same sort of progression. Rosie was his, I don't know, I think is 1 year older than Horne-Francis when this leap occurred, but Horne-Francis had more talent coming into the draft, so you could see that leap a year earlier. So we could be seeing the same sort of thing happen there. So just be wary of that and be careful, because that's is going to go one of two ways. He's either going to probably be like a 75 scorer or something like that, or Horne-Francis is going to have that breakout year and really go up to that 105 type guy, 100 type guy next year. But we'll have to wait and see whether he takes over that Ollie Wines midfield spot. I think he's obviously taken over Boak's spots. Did Boak come on as a sub? Yeah, he did. So will be interesting to see with what happens with Horne-Francis. But Horne-Francis is a guy that I am looking at in preseason to see if he can make that jump. But that is pretty much the video. The last recap of round 23 done. And yeah, so only another probably, 15 or so videos left of AFL Fantasy this year. We've got another last trade targets video, last previews video, last predictions. I will run probably predictions through finals as well, just to help with so that there's not a major drop off in amount of videos, etc. And you've also got I'm hoping probably to be able to pick up the AFL W's games, but I mean it's going to be tougher to I guess keep track of them, as it's a little bit more unknown, obviously, given that I guess the players, the fantasy is newer and haven't really watched the women's games as much. But hopefully next year I can help you guys out as well, learning through that as well, through that, as it is a shorter season, but hopefully that can make up to the to at least the cricket season, where I switch over into the BBL, Supercoach, etc. But that is the video, and also some video ideas I have for the next little bit as I try and make it till the end of the year, I guess, or to the cricket season at least. And yeah, so that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.